Yoink, what is up, beautiful people? Lockie Samuel here, your men's vulnerability coach, and ooh, isn't that light just naughty? Maybe even double naughty. I just wanted to drop in and to ask a question, and that question is, do you overthink? Do you have trouble with overthinking? And are you someone who believes that you aren't able to stop overthinking? It's a common pattern that I'm seeing play out in some of the people that I'm coaching, and I'm noticing it in some of the conversations that I'm having with people. Not even prompting them, not even delving into the fact that I coach or the fact that I do this work in mental health, but people seem to be leading with this subject, with this topic, with this limiting belief that they are an overthinker and that they can't stop thinking. Well, I'm here to tell you that you can. You absolutely can. And some of the people that I've coached over the last, 4, 5, 6 months are a testament to that. Going from a place of constantly on this loop, and for the most part, a negative thought loop, negative patterns, destructive patterns where they catch themselves or get caught up in their head and they're unable to break that train or that chain of thoughts, and so they just get stuck in it, and spiral to the point of overwhelm, spiral to the point of burnout and exhaustion. And with those people, with the people that I've helped, we've been able to break that. We've been able to distance ourselves from that, completely accept it, completely accept the possibility of being an overthinker, which leads to overwhelm, which for a lot of people leads to shaming themselves and then, keeping themselves in that perpetual loop and cycle. But we've been able to implement a framework which is just essentially find yourself something to ground you, something to realign, recenter yourself. Obviously, if we're getting stuck up in the mind, we're getting stuck in a thought, and we need something to break that cycle, break that pattern, break that loop fairly quickly. And for the most part, that is a breathwork cycle. So it can be as simple as 3 breaths, 7 seconds in, 11 seconds out, or it can be 6 deep breaths. It could be 10 deep, long breaths with the eyes closed, limiting that stimuli. So that centers, regrounds. Now what we want to do is jump in with a positive thought, swap that negative one out, drop in a positive one, being an affirmation. If you have the belief that you're an overthinker, then maybe look at saying something like, I experience peace. I'm someone who allows thoughts, who does not get attached to thoughts. Something as simple as that. So whatever your limiting belief is around overthinking, just swap that out for a positive, empowering one. Usually around peace, gratitude, presence in the moment, or allowing thoughts to flow and not getting attached to them. And then from there, all we want to do is check in with ourselves, check in with our body, and really ask ourselves how overthinking feels, how, this getting stuck in this pattern and getting close to overwhelm feels in our body. For me, overthinking and overwhelm in the body for me arises in my chest, and it goes across the width of my chest, down my arms a little bit, and then up in the top of my head, my forehead, just here. And if you become aware of this feeling, for the most part, we as human beings resist feelings based on an assumption we make around actually feeling and experiencing them. So we get stuck in this loop, in this pattern of, resisting or moving away from, suppressing that feeling so that we don't have to experience that which we haven't experienced. So that is the framework. Recenter, realign. Best one that I've found is breath work, and a breath work that helps you get back into rest and digest out of fight, flight, freeze. Number 2 is affirmation. Swap that negative thought out, that limiting belief out, with a positive, empowering one. And number 3 is, what was number 3? Lachlan. Check in with the body. Number 3. Got it. is check in with the body, see how overthinking, which, in most cases leads to overwhelm, how that feels for you in the body. Get used to feeling and experiencing it so that you don't keep living with the assumption around how that feeling is actually going to feel. I'm going to be making a course on this as well, a free course, just like the men's vulnerability course, because I see it becoming such a massive problem. And of course, if, with all this uncertainty, with this chaos, especially in places like Melbourne and New Zealand where they've been really locked down, like for reals, not like here in Perth, but for reals locked down, I'm doing a course for that. So I'm pretty pumped. If you're interested, then drop a comment down below or an emoji or whatever you feel like you need to drop. And yeah, I'm just intrigued to see how this framework goes for y'all out there, especially you overthinkers. Oh, time to break those patterns and those habits and those cycles, man. Oh yeah.